Okay, how's everybody tonight? Hopefully you've had a good day. We're going to have some fun tonight because it's a new release, and new release nights are always extra special fun, aren't they? I think so anyway. We have got Allen and Ginter Baseball. That is our new release of the day, and we're going to be breaking a half case of it. Before we get started ripping, we are going to go over a little bit of information here, and as it stands right now, I will have a bidding spot available unless the person pays while we are getting our info together here. So first things first, let's take a look. Feedback is automated, so anytime that you leave positive feedback for me, you are instantly going to get positive feedback in return. So that's a little bit of a win-win, and there is no waiting, so that's even better. And of course, the other thing there is to say thank you. I do always appreciate you being here, bidding, breaking, chatting, and hanging out with me. We're going to take a look next at what's coming up in the days ahead. So tomorrow night, we're going to do a half case quantity of Panini Black Football. Those are loose boxes from shared cases. On Friday night, we're going to do a 12-box case of Bowman Chrome Baseball. That's a new release for Friday. We're going to break the full case of it. Saturday and Sunday are both going to be off nights. On Monday night, we are looking at an 8-box case of Tristar Platinum autographed mini football helmets. So they're a little step up from the regular Tristar helmets in terms of the level assigner and the fact that there's helmets with inscriptions and various types like blaze and ice and that sort of stuff. That's what makes up the platinum component of that. And then we're going to do a 1-box break of Panini Illusions basketball. So that's what Monday night looks like. Now let's take a look at tonight. Okay, so once again, this is a 6-box half case break. It'll be the start of a new case because this is a new product. 2020 Topps Allen Ginter Baseball. And of course, as was noted in the listing very prominently, there were multiple bidding categories for the non-baseball cards. So we'll go through all of those in a moment. But the first thing you need to know about this has to do with consolation cards, as in you don't have to worry about any because there's a zillion cards in this break and all the cards ship. So every team is going to have cards coming. We don't worry about consolation in here. Shipping. I'm anticipating a Monday shipping date, and that is simply because there's a lot of stuff to sort and get ready. And there's also a break still ahead of this one that has to get sorted and out the door as well. Now, that's always plus or minus a day. I can't imagine it going later than Monday unless, something extremely unexpected were to happen. However, it is possible that it'll go out sooner. And of course, if I can accomplish that, I will gladly do so. And let me take a peek and see if our last category got paid or if it's still sitting unpaid, in which case we may have a category available. And yeah, it looks like whoever purchased the non-baseball celebrity category did not pay for it. So what that covers is any celebrity or athlete cards that are not baseball players or affiliated with baseball teams, i.e. baseball players, baseball managers, baseball front office personnel, that sort of stuff. So that's all other athletes, all other celebrities, and that would include their mini cards, their full-size cards, their autographs, their relics. You can, of course, refer to the listing description for a more complete rundown of that. But it looks like it ended on eBay at $162.50. So we would be looking for something in that general vicinity. For the non-baseball celebrity category, if anybody is interested in it. We do usually pull stuff for that, but whoever has it tonight, of course, didn't pay for it because it would have been, right, asking too much for everybody to just pay for it. The rest of you guys are fabulous, and I appreciate you getting your bills paid. But there's always one guy, right? There's always one guy who just doesn't like to pay. So I'm going to update the spreadsheet. I've got you back to the main view for a minute while I take care of that. And then we are going to get rolling here in a hot second. Okay. So anybody interested in picking up non-baseball celebrity? So Bogo Sports wants to know if this is the Allen Ginter break. Yes. Hi, Rachel. Hi, T-Man. And hi, Bogo Sports. And Matt wants to know if anybody else's feed is skipping. Bogo says his is fine. So, listen, we've had this off and on. YouTube has got some kind of problem. It seems to primarily affect Android users as best we have determined, and primarily affects using the app. That is what we have learned for the people who it has affected recently. So I would suggest opening and closing the app, and or getting out of the app and going www.youtube.com and coming into the break that way. And if you go in that way, you will have to log into YouTube to be able to chat. We've learned all of this since YouTube app started acting crazy, not for everybody, but for a few select people here and there over the course of the last week. All right, so right now it looks like Jag has got in an offer for 80 on non-celebrity, which is, wow, that is like half of what they sold for. So yeah, at that, while I appreciate that offer very much, I definitely do appreciate the willingness, but at that much of a discount, I think I would be inclined to either hope the original bidder pays me, and or if they don't, just take the cards myself. That's a bit more of a chunk than I kind of wanted to deal with on that, but I do appreciate the offer for sure. Thomas is offering 100. That's still a pretty hefty discount, but we're getting closer, closer to where we need to be. It ended at what did I say? 162.50 on eBay. I would like to end up at least, somewhere in the maybe 135, 140 range. And of course, you don't have to pay separate shipping or any of that stuff either. Sean offered 100. Thomas says he'll give 133. Done. They're yours, Thomas. You got it. All yours. I appreciate you. So what I need to do now, Thomas, I think you probably know my email address. You probably do. But just in case you don't, I am typing it in for you right now. I do not ever check it for correspondence. So don't send me email there, because I will literally never see it. So yeah, Thomas, I have finally remembered what your username is versus your YouTube name versus your real name. Are you proud of me? It's only taken me, 3, 4, 5 years to remember that? Oh, I just see Jag jumped in there. Jag, I'm sorry. I already had dropped the hammer there to Thomas at 133. I'm sorry, man. I had already told him it was his by the time that popped up on my side. So apologies, man. But anyway, so Thomas, if you want to take care of PayPal while you're doing that, I'm going to get it closed out on eBay, and I'm also going to update the spreadsheet here. So give me a hot second to get that fun stuff done, and then we'll get underway here. And all right, we got it taken out of eBay. That's step number 1. Now, at least I think it's taken out of eBay. It's hard to tell with this eBay managed payments. Ooh, that is a hot mess of stuff. I am not a fan. Not a fan. All right, so I believe we've got that done. Thank you all for bearing with me. Let me jump into here and update it on the spreadsheet. And yay, I think that's got us where we need to be. So we're going to go ahead and go back to the spreadsheet, finish going over our info, and then Thomas, if you'll just give us the high five when you have PayPal squared away, that would be fantastic. If you jumped in late and you missed this earlier, Monday is your anticipated shipping date. If I can get it out to you faster than that, I absolutely will do so. And of course, no consolation cards needed. Everybody's going to hit cards in this break, tons of cards in it. This is a 6-box half-case break of 2020 Allen Ginter baseball, and it is break number 1. The product just came out today. We are breaking it tonight, which is Wednesday night, the 16th of September. We've got our team names there on the left-hand side, winning bidders across from each team on the opposite side. And, of course, as we scroll down through there, you're going to notice besides just our baseball categories, we've got some other fun stuff there. One that's called Farm Digging and Sky, okay? That covers down on the farm, digging deep, and reach for the sky inserts. The next little grouping there, it covers monsters, where monsters live, 9 ways to first base, and citadels and safe holds. Then we have a category that covers bugging out, booming cities, and safari sites. There is a category that covers DNA relics and or pin relics, as in like political or event type pins, that type pin. And then there is the non-baseball celebrity category. That's the one that Logic Boy Thomas just picked up for us. Non-baseball celebrity, of course, anybody who's not a baseball player, baseball manager, etc., that is in here, other athletes, other celebrities, they fall into that category. So I'm going to change up the focus. You will notice that your background is going to get blurry in here. And that isn't by design, so don't worry about that. It's going to let us see our cards up nice and close. And because this is the start of a brand new case and we have not yet done anything with it, I'm going to take all 12 of the boxes out, going to number them on the end, and we will use good old random.org to determine which 6 we open tonight and which 6 will be in our next break, which I think will probably be on Tuesday night is what I'm thinking. That's when we'll break this next. It'll be Tuesday. Mainly because I've got stuff scheduled already through Monday, so there you go. Because we had that other new release on Friday. I would have otherwise broken this again on Friday, but hey, they're giving us Bowman Chrome Friday, so it's not like we're not going to break that one, right? Okay, let's put a little Sharpie numbering on these, and, well, I can't read that very well, but you get the idea. You know it's 4. There's 11 and 12, and I hosed up the numbering on most of them, but it's all right. It works. Where are we over here? We are going to random. That's where I'm trying to get us to. And it's very simple. We do random the same way every single time. When I have 9 or fewer items in a list, I do random 3 different times. Only the third one counts. When we have 10 or more, which obviously we do right now, we do random 1 single time. So that's what's going to happen now. Do random once. First 6 numbers after we randomize will be the 6 boxes we open. So it gives us 2, 11, 8, 4, 5, and 3. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, and 11. 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 11. All right, there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, and 11. Woohoo! Let me get the first 6 out of the way. And we're going to be off to the races here. All right, Thomas says he's squared away on PayPal. Perfect. Awesome. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. And let me figure out. We'll just set it, I think, like that ought to do it. Did I just knock into the... Well, I think it's still relatively straight, so I think we're probably okay. So what are we looking for in here? Any 3 of the things you see listed there. So it could be 3 autograph cards, 3 relic cards. It won't be 3 rip cards because those are only a couple per case. Could be printing plates, could be a book card. It's going to be some combination from autograph, relic, rip, printing, or book cards. And we're going to find, basically, we'll just call them hits. Easiest way to do it. 3 hits per box is what we are expecting to find. Now, of course, there's tons of stuff in here. I'm sure everybody knows Allen Ginter is chock full of stuff, baseball and non-baseball. So as we go through the first box, we'll go a little bit slower, talking about and looking more closely at what we have. And then in our subsequent boxes, we'll speed things up a tad. We will also have, of course, our usual box loader at the top of every box. Sometimes these are autographed. You get lucky and find them autographed, so maybe that'll happen for us tonight. We'll keep our fingers crossed. And we have Yadier Molina, little Yadier Molina out for the St. Louis Cardinals is box loader number 1. Black and white this year. Ooh, that's interesting, isn't it? Bogo Sports says, let's see something cool tonight. I'm with you. Let's go for it. You know, in most years, we have had pretty good luck with Allen Ginter in that we'll pull something cool, you know, like a patch card, a booklet, whatever, something nice, but it sometimes takes us several cases before we run across it. It's kind of like Gypsy Queen, right? You've got to open a lot of Gypsy Queen before you find booklets and things, and often that's the case with A&G too, on the hard to find stuff. But of course, we got lots of fun rookies to look for in here tonight as well that equal some money. Let's stop and look at what we have. We'll come back and open the back half of those. I'm kind of anxious to see what's in here, and I'm also going to try to see if I can extract the vast majority of our minis this way so that they don't fall out when we're going through the cards, because otherwise, you know, they like to just hang in there and then kind of drop out unexpectedly, which is, let's just say, less than ideal. So generally, I think there might still, be one in there. I can get them out this way, and might take us an extra second or two up front, but I feel like the minis aren't flying all around the room that way. Okay, so first one we see is Safari. You probably remember that one. You know, all those separate bidding categories. So obviously that goes to the Safari group. And this is a Citadels and Safe Holds, which will go to that group. This obviously goes to the White Sox with Moncada. And then we've got a mini for the Diamondbacks, and that is Nick Ahmed. We've got a Yankee. That's Mariano Rivera. Here's one of the black borders. It's Foltynewicz for the Braves. Then a Giant with the Tim Lincecum, and those A&G backs. You probably noticed we had 2 or 3 of them in there that were A&G backs, and there's another one. I just didn't mention that because, well, I don't know, didn't think of it. Woodruff and the Brewers, just mostly because I figure, well, you could see it, but still, I usually point that kind of stuff out. Segura for the Phillies, and then we have a mini here that is a sewer drain. That's hilarious. It is Where Monsters Live. So that goes to the monsters category, and it is a sewer drain. That is straight up hilarious. I absolutely love that. A sewer drain. It's going to be a fun night, isn't it? Okay, and what have we here? There is, whoops, there's another mini. See, they didn't all shake out, did they? It's Wade Boggs for the Rays. So this is an example of digging deep. So we know that has its own bidding category. And of course, our regular baseball cards look like that. So those are pretty easy, and we can go through those at a decent little clip. Our first hit is here. That came quickly, didn't it? And it is a framed autograph of Maria Pepe. And, yeah, Maria Pepe was obviously not on any current national, any current baseball team. So she would, I guess, technically go to non-baseball celebrities. Even though she is a baseball player, she clearly never played for any team that is in the National League or American League or any current league. So Maria Pepe is the first autograph that we see tonight going to the celebrity category. So this is an example of Reach for the Sky. It's going to be nice little pictures of tall buildings. Isn't that fun? I think it is. And we've got quite a bit more base. And then we'll see Field Generals. This is a separate insert category. It'll have a variety of different guys on it. This one is Ivan Rodriguez, of course, but we'll see other Field Generals with other players, and that's where they will go. This is another celebrity category, And it is a soccer player, Brianna Scurry, for the celebrity category. So I think you guys are probably familiar with most of this because we've done it before. Most of you probably have broken it before. Steve Byrne, there's an actor and a comedian. Here's Long Ball Lore. That is another insert set we'll see throughout the evening. This one, particular one, is the Twins and Harmon Killebrew, but there'll be loads of others before we get done. Our second hit from this box happens to be a little relic for the Rockies. How about that? Brendan Rodgers and the Colorado Rockies with a relic that is one of those where they're generic relics, right? So like it says it's not from any particular game, event, or season. So basically, you know, he puts it on, walks the dog around the block, takes it off kind of deal. But nonetheless, it is worn. Player worn, I guess. Another Field Generals. I don't think we need to flip those now at this point. I think we've established they're unnumbered. If we run across some that are, we'll let you know. Here's a Down on the Farm insert, followed by another Down on the Farm insert. So those, again, a separate category, along with a few other things combined together. There's more Down on the Farm with a bale of hay. Sewer Drain, still my favorite. There's an Andy Cohen for celebrity. That's another Digging Deep. The Rock, of course, was not The Rock as in Dwayne. The Rock isn't an actual rock. There's a little Seattle Mariners mini. He didn't shake out of there the first time either, apparently. Here's another Digging Deep. Another picture of a rock. Skyscraper, which is Reach for the Sky. And, oh, this is, what is this? The first to crack the code. This is some kind of little, what, advertising thing, I guess. Okay. So there you go. If you want to try to play that game, looks like you play it by way of Twitter. But it's a little advertising card. And a nicely done one, right? I mean, that was kind of cool looking little advertising card, honestly. So, just saying. Let's see what we can find in the rest of this stuff, yeah? Always the hardest part is just getting all of the minis to come out, truthfully. Because they like to stay in their homes. They like to stay nestled in between their other cards. But over the years, I have definitely learned it's better to shake them out at the front. Because they come up when you least expect it, and they like to travel around if you hit them wrong. So my Reds beat the Pirates the other night, both games in the doubleheader, and actually kind of are, what's the way I'll say it, smelling the possibility of thinking about maybe getting to the playoffs, right? That's as much hemming and hawing as I can put in there. That's how I feel about it. They're pretty far away still, but yet there's a very slight possibility, which I wouldn't have said was the case a few short weeks ago, I'll tell you that. Trey Mancini and the Orioles. And this is for the celebrity category with Tony Dunst, the poker player. And there's a little Gary Carter. And here is, what is that right there? Oh, Booming Cities. Yeah, Booming Cities. The Mets and a Jeff McNeil. There is a black border for the Tigers with C.J. Cron. And then we have a Dodger, Clayton Kershaw with the A&G back. Mr. George Brett for the Kansas City Royals. Jack Flaherty for the Cardinals. And Where Monsters Live, the closet. That's not nearly as much fun as the sewer, but yet I still enjoy it. And there's Mr. Aristides Aquino for my Cincinnati Reds. And behind it, Mr. Willie Mays for the Giants. Honestly, I think I'm going to have to buy a set of Where Monsters Live because those are cracking me up. So a debut to remember. The first one that we see tonight is Brendan McKay for the Tampa Bay Rays, but we're going to find plenty of others as we go along. Of course, you know I'm a Brendan McKay fan, but obviously he's out the rest of the year at this point. Sports broadcaster Mike Emmerich, and he is hockey, maybe? I don't know. He's celebrity anyway. Goes to the celebrity category. A long ball lore. There's Jeff Bagwell. We won't probably keep flipping those since we've established they're unnumbered. This goes to celebrity category. That is Huston, a skateboarder. Or so it says. I personally don't recognize that skateboard guy. I'm just reporting the news as I see it printed on the card. Debut to remember. There's a Chris Paddock. I don't know why I'm still flipping those when I said we weren't going to the rest of the night. But anyway, the Phillies with a long ball lore. There's another Down on the Farm. Another Digging Deep. And Reach for the Sky. Oops, there's Reach for the Sky again. We should have one more hit somewhere in this last little bunch here. Debut to remember Brandon Crawford. At least I think we should have another hit. We've only seen two, right? Yeah, oh, here it is. Woo, held out to the end, didn't it? Blue Jays, baby. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. with a Relic for Toronto. And that's another one that said no specific event, game, or season. So just, you know, they washed the car in it, they cleaned the house in it, they walked around the block, whatever. And it became player worn. That's how that works. Oh, actually, I'm kidding. They actually don't do chores. I'm sure you know that. But generally speaking, what happens is when they are signing things, signing cards or signing memorabilia or whatever, there'll be someone kind of standing there beside them, behind them, whatever, handing them jerseys and saying, put this on, you know, and take that one off, put this one on, take that one off, that kind of thing. That's how they get all that player-worn stuff. Now, obviously, when it says game used or game worn or whatever, that's different than clearly it was game used or game worn. But the stuff that just says player used or player worn, that's generally how it works. There is an Aaron Judge for the New York Yankees. Box loader. Isn't he close to coming back? He should be, I would think. If he's not... I don't think he's back yet. I actually haven't watched baseball the last couple of days. I have had so much going on that I have not had time to watch anything. I didn't even get to see the Nuggets-Clippers game, which was apparently epic. Still cannot believe Denver pulled that out. But my man Bam Adebayo got the block of practically the century on that Jason Tatum dunk attempt. I did see that because I looked up the replay on that. Because I went to UK, right? So, of course, Mr. Bam Adebayo, that's the Heat and the Celtics. Obviously, a minute ago, I was talking about the Nuggets, but then I switched to the Heat and the Celtics. I don't know that I made that clear, but I did. And so Bam used to play for UK, so I wanted him to do well. But I am also glad that the Nuggets beat the Clippers because, again, Jamal Murray. Yeah, that's right. UK grad. He plays for the Nuggets. Dropped 40 points, too, I think. But we got Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo on the Miami Heat team that have both been playing pretty well this year, but that block from Bam was something else. Okay, we are looking at a Jim Abbott for the Angels. Then we've got Evan Longoria for the Giants. There's the Blue Jays and baby Vlad Guerrero Jr. The big hurt for the White Sox, the Tampa Bay Rays and a Brendan McKay. We've got the St. Louis Cardinals and Lou Brock. There's a black border Franco for the Royals. Here's more of Where Monsters Live. Ooh, the ocean. Nice. The ocean. The Phillies and Didi Gregorius. Citadels and Safeholds comes out next. And then we've got a little Colton Wong for the Cardinals. For the Dodgers, you've got Kenley Jansen. Then we've got Under the Bed. Ooh, that's a good one for Where Monsters Live. And then we have a little J.K. Dobbins. He's a Baltimore Raven. But guess what? He goes to the celebrity category because clearly not a baseball player. He's a football guy who had a pretty good weekend, by the way. Dustin said, does A&G have any numbered cards? Yeah, sometimes we'll find something in here that's numbered. There are some occasionally that are hand numbered and some maybe that'll even be numbered with imprinted numbers on them. So that is for sure a possibility. And you can also find variations in the backs, which is why on the minis, I also flip them over, right? So you can check them for that. That goes to celebrity category, and it is, who is it? Courtney Hanson, a television host. And there is more digging deep. Johnny Cueto for the San Francisco Giants. A relic, our first hit out of box number 2. And there's Ken Young. And he is currently on a television show, like hosting The Masked Singer, I think. But mostly he's a comedian, been in a bunch of movies. Aaron Fatheringham, a wheelchair motocross athlete. Debuts for Cueto, and that, of course, Cincinnati Reds, right? So it's going to go to the team you see on the card, which obviously is the Reds for Cueto. So, FYI, and there's another celebrity one. That's actor and comedian Nick Thune or Thun. I don't know that guy, so maybe I butchered his name. Maybe not. I'm not sure. But I think it's a definite possibility that I did. There's another non-baseball celebrity guy. He's actually a writer, I think. And then there's that guy, which is also a writer, Derek Gould. And there's a skyscraper for Reach for the Sky. Second hit, box number 2, is another relic. And this one goes to the celebrity category because this is a skateboarder. And that's Huston. We saw just a regular card, I think, for him earlier. And now you can see him as a pitching analyst. So he would go into the celebrity category too, because obviously being a pitching analyst, he is not specific to a current baseball team. So he also falls into that celebrity category. Dylan says, were there any Rockies hits? Yeah, there was a Brendan Rodgers out of the first box, a relic, a Brendan Rodgers relic, I do believe. T-Man, yeah, T-Man's got it covered. He already let you know that. Thank you, T-Man. Appreciate you. Down on the farm insert of a chicken. Another Reach for the Sky. And what else? More debuts in there. And that was R.L. Stine. He's an author. Goosebumps, I believe, is the series of books that R.L. Stine writes. So, like kids, young adults. Kind of sort of young adult ghost stories, maybe. Is that the right way to describe it? I'm pretty sure that's who. I mean, he is a writer, but I think that's what he writes. I believe so, anyway. Oy, come on out of there. Yeah, so I still cannot believe, I'm trying to move those. We haven't looked at those yet. I still can't believe that the Clippers blew that series. I mean, they had Denver down 3-1 in the series. How do you go on and lose all those games? I mean, how do you lose the next 3 games when you have them 3-1? And blew big leads, at least in a couple of them. Now, I don't know about the most recent, if Denver came, how far behind they were. I think they were behind, but I don't know how far they were behind going into the fourth quarter, but it's crazy, wasn't it? All right, there is Bo Bichette, a mini for Toronto, and Howie Kendrick for the Nats. Monsters live in the swamp. Ooh. And we've got the Oakland A's and Chris Davis, and the Oakland A's again with La Russa. The Braves, Austin Riley. Here come the Cardinals with another Lou Brock. A black border for the D-backs with Ketel Marte. The Dodgers and Cody Bellinger. And then we have another one of Booming Cities. Shanghai was that booming city. Down on the farm. And our third hit out of box number 2, a relic. So all 3 relics out of this box. It's going to the Brewers, Ryan Braun, and Milwaukee. Digging deep. Reach for the sky. Or reaching for the sky. I think it's technically reaching. Oh, little Vlad Guerrero Jr. debut card for the Blue Jays. Down on the farm with another silo. I think we saw one of those earlier. Another one of our little crack the code advertising cards. But I swear they look like they could be a card in the set, don't they? So that's why I keep flipping them over. Because if somebody didn't see a prior one, you'd be like, hey, that was a hit. You just went past it. Looks like it would be. A digging deep. And there is a Noah Cindergard for the Mets, and I'm wondering just because of where he was placed. I guess not, though. Doesn't look like it. Let me check Seager here. Yeah, no, they both seem to be standard. I thought maybe since they were placed, you know, with one upside down, that maybe one of them was something different, an SP or something, but it wasn't. So I don't know what the deal was. Anyway. Down on the farm, pigs, or a pig. I guess there were pigs plural on there, but it was a pig. Digging deep. And there's somebody, Edwards. It says Julian Edwards, an actor. And reaching for the sky. Okie dokie. 2 down, 4 to go. Ooh, we got a baby box loader. So that's one of the smaller cards, obviously, the N43s, which once upon a time, in a land far, far away, cards were this size. So we're going to jump in here and see what is our N43 tonight. It's Javi Baez. Cubbies. So we've got 2 standard size box loaders and 1 M43 so far. Yeah, T-Man, I don't think either the Cindergard or the other one that was in front of it were SPs, though. I looked at the backs of them, and they didn't have anything, that the code or anything indicating it that it was an SP, nor did it have any back variation. So I still don't know why one of them was placed in there. It was actually the Cindergard that was placed in there kind of upside down, which is sometimes indicative of something, but not that time anyway. So generally speaking, it would be a series of numbers in here that would be corresponding to that, like numbers in the set, right? So card number X to card number X. But nonetheless, it wasn't that Cindergard. He was just all askew in there for no apparent reason, it seems. Come on out of there, Mr. Minnie. All right, let's take a look at this little group here. For Cincinnati, that is Sean Casey. Monsters also live in the attic. Ooh, that was a scary looking scene, wasn't it? The Blue Jays, Mr. Kevin Biggio. Monsters live in a cave. Nolan Arenado, Rockies. A black border for the Mets with Dwight Gooden. I guess the Mets are sold actually now, aren't they? Eloy Jimenez, White Sox. Well, assuming the guy passes the owner vote anyway. There's Ken Young again to the celebrity category. And there's our writer again, Derek Gould, for the celebrity category. Nelson Cruz for the Minnesota Twins. Black border celebrity, Julian Edwards. And 9 ways to first base. This is the first one we've seen tonight of 9 ways to first base. So there you go. And that goes to that category, not to whoever's on the card, because that could be anybody. Goes to the 9 ways to first base bidding category. And then we have a Max Muncy for the Dodgers, looking rather trim in that picture. And a Mark Grace for the D-backs. Another advertising card, and we'll just go and whip those out of the way. Digging Deep. Celebrity. Who the heck is that? Johnny Bananas. He is a reality show champion and host. Do not know that guy, but that's where it goes. Reaching for the Sky. Reaching for the Sky again. Plenty of Reaching for the Skies. There's a debut for Willie McCovey. Oh. Debut for, is that Kyle Farmer? Yeah. And the Dodgers. All righty. What have we seen hit-wise out of here? Anything yet? Hang on a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, none of them we've seen yet. Have we? No, we haven't. So still looking for all 3 hits in this box. All right, is right on cue. For the celebrity category, it is a relic for actor and comedian Jeff Dye. Don't know that guy either. Do you guys know Jeff Dye? Am I just way out of the loop on that? Down on the Farm, a barn. Edwards, celebrities. Down on the Farm, a pig. Suey. That is Digging Deep. This is a celebrity tattoo artist. I guess I should have guessed that. And Reaching for the Sky. Because, like, he was covered in tats, right? So we probably should have been able, I should have probably been able to guess that's what he was. Come on out of there, Mr. Minnie. We know you're in there somewhere. We stuck. There. They like to hang out and hide sometimes. Ooh, there he is, making himself readily apparent. So how many games do we have left in the baseball season? What, like, not many, 10 or 12, something like that. Not too many games left, I don't think. Of course, not every team is going to going to hit 60. Obviously, we had some teams with some hiccups, especially early in the season. Well, like it's just such a short season. Early in the season was practically yesterday, but yeah, I don't think we've got a lot of games left. Dozen or so anyway. And I saw a headline today that expanded playoffs may be a permanent thing going forward. I didn't get time to read the article, but I did see the headline, so I'll be interested to learn more about that. Giancarlo Stanton, black border, Yankees, the Braves, and Glavine. Then we have a little where monsters live stuck to something in a dark tunnel. But the first one I had in my hand was this one, Alex Verdugo for the Red Sox with the A and G back. Cardinals and Joe Torre. The Babe for the New York Yankees. Here is Bugging Out, a Bumblebee. I think that's the first Bugging Out we've seen tonight, too. Trevor Story for the Rockies, the A's and Ricky Henderson, and the Indians with Mercado. Celebrity Dunst, a debut Aaron Judge. Now, see, Bagwell, he might be, is he a short print? He may be a short print. No, he's card number 8, so he's not going to be. And his code's the same on the back anyway. Look at Clevenger, man. That long hair, his hair's way longer than mine. My hair used to be that long, but not anymore. Down on the Farm, a garden. Digging Deep. A celebrity here that is a karate athlete. And there is Reaching for the Sky. Whenever I hear karate, I always think about Friends. And you know, when Ross was talking about he took karate. And he kept talking about unagi. Y'all remember that episode? And he would jump out and try to scare the girls, but he kept saying unagi, which is, I think, like a type of sushi. And that is comedian and professional football player Kelsey Cook. Down on the Farm, a combine. And there's Byrne again, an actor, comedian going to the celebrity. And a relic. It is Jack Flaherty for St. Louis and the Cardinals. There's a Digging Deep. Lapis was the rock on that one. And our final hit out of box number 3 is a framed relic. And this time it is Pedro Martinez. Hey, 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 Red Sox. A nice little Pedro. And on the framed ones, that is, yeah, also just says no specific. I was checking to make sure that it didn't say game used or game worn, but it didn't. I thought it might, but it didn't. Okie dokie, so we're halfway home. We've got another little N95 in here. So we are 3 boxes completed, 3 boxes remaining in this little half case. Well, it's not little. There's a lot of cards in here, so not exactly a little half case, is it? It's rather a lot. And it goes to Chris Bryant, Chicago Cubs. Oh, there were 2 minis in that pack. A mini and a spare. An air and a spare. Well, now this pack doesn't want to give up its mini. Does it not have one? Where's your mini? Oh, weird, right? So that pack had none, and the other pack had 2. So we still average out at where we're supposed to be. Unless the one that was in the other pack presents itself later, which could do. I just did a quick check. It could still be in there, stuck behind something. It's possible. Of course, I hope we find some rip cards. card or cards. Rip cards are always so tempting, aren't they? I mean, obviously, I'm not going to rip anybody's card that doesn't belong to me, but I'm saying, like, when you have your own rip card, isn't it super tempting to rip it? I always feel like mine are calling to me in the darkness, you know, like, like it's unripped and you've got it in a nice old top loader sitting around somewhere, and then as you're drifting off to sleep, you hear it calling you. Come and rip me. Come and rip me. It tries to get you to rip it. But it used to be that this one came off the pile, this down on the farm. So we may as well just go on and look at him now. So it could be in the past that you could figure out what was inside of them to a large extent. You know, like you could use a magnet to check and see if it was metal. You could put a flashlight up behind the rip card and almost see through it to a certain extent if the light was strong enough, and kind of get an idea of who the player was on the inside or what type of mini it was on the inside. But then Topps kind of got wise to that, and I guess it was last year. Is it last year or year before? I think last year, when they changed the thickness of the rip card or the type of paper they use or something, so it wasn't quite so easy to put the light behind it and check and see what was, you know, inside there. So I didn't have one of my own last year, so I didn't even attempt to identify it. But somebody who did have one last year, were you able to still see it? Because I think it was changed. That's what I was told anyway. I didn't pull a single one personally last year. Most of the time, they're probably technically worth more unripped, but yet it's so fun to rip them, isn't it? I mean, it is. All right, the Phillies and Bryce Harper. Monsters live in a cave. The Yankees and Roger Clemens. Cincinnati, Sparky Anderson. That is a black border Clevenger for the Indians. The Kansas City Royals, no. The New York Yankees, I got ahead of myself there. Phil Rizzuto. I was looking at this card, and I don't know why I thought that was going to be the Royals, but it's not. It's Mike Piazza and the Mets. The St. Louis Cardinals and Dakota Hudson, a black border. Cal Ripken Jr. for the Orioles. There is Corey Kluber as a Texas Ranger. That's hard to get used to. 9 ways to first base goes to that bidding category. Mr. Aaron Nola for the Phillies. Booming Cities, that's Istanbul. There is a little Bucky Lasik, a professional skateboarder. And Brooks Robinson, Orioles. For the Giants, Mauricio Dubon. For the Cardinals, Bob Gibson. The Tigers, now there's a Brooklyn back for you. And you can see this is an example of one of our numbered cards, hand-numbered, which the minis generally are. So it is numbered to 25. We've got the nice A&G Brooklyn back there in red. And that is going to the Tigers and Miguel Cabrera. So nice little mini numbered to 25 headed your way, Detroit. For the Cardinals, it's Stan Musial. There's Mike Foltynewicz again for the Braves. The A's and Matt Olson. And then we've got Mr. Yamamoto for the Marlins. Monsters live in a sewer drain. Still my favorite one. And then there's Michael Brantley for the Astros. Dylan, you've never had a rip and you've always wanted one. I know, right? Because would you rip it? Here's the thing. Would you? Because it's so incredibly tempting. It's really hard not to rip it. For me, if I don't want to rip it, I have to sell it and get it out and away from me. It's another one for celebrity. Otherwise, if it sits here long enough, advertising card, I'm going to get the urge and rip that thing. Digging deep. So I've either got to rip it or sell it. Because, yeah, there's not much in between. It's too tempting for me. I like them. They're fun. So, Dylan, who do you have tonight? Maybe we can find one for you tonight. We'll try. Try my best, anyway. Jock Peterson, Dodgers, Relic. And there's Digging Deep. There's Fatheringham for the celebrity category. Down on the Farm, that's a dog. I think that's first dog we've seen burn the celebrity category. Digging Deep, a pink opal. Ooh, a redemption. Well, we already hit it face up, didn't we? Usually I make you wait until the end of the break, and then we flip them over, but we already hit it face up, so we may as well go ahead and put it up here. It's a full-size autograph card of Hugo Juice Tandrin. Hugo Juice Tandrin. Okay, can somebody tell me who that is? Does anybody know? Who is that? I don't know. So, hang on. Let me see if I can figure this out, because now I'm a little bit interested in knowing. So, hold, please. I'm going to see if I can figure that out. Because we're going to have to look it up anyway at some point, so I may as well look it up now. How did I say you spell his last name? Hugo Juice, Tandron. All right. Hugo Juice. Okay. Oh, he's a barber. Well, how about that? But he is a barber for the Marlins. Okay. So there you go. That will go. I'm glad I looked that up. So that will, he is affiliated with a specific baseball team, the Marlins. So Hugo there will go to the Marlins. He's their barber. Huh. How about that? See, I told you. There's always interesting stuff. Always interesting stuff in A&G. Dylan, you said it would drive you insane owning one, but it would probably get ripped pretty quickly. Well, I know, because it does. It just haunts me if I don't do it. That's Digging Deep. Really, it calls to me in the night. It's stressful to have it and not get inside there. That is Reach for the Sky, another skyscraper. And there's our tattoo artist again, going to the celebrity category. There's Bale LaHaye for Down on the Farm. That is a writer, Carabas, and it goes to celebrity. Hanson goes to celebrity. And there's Reach for the Sky. Actor, comedian, celebrity, writer, celebrity. And we got another stack. We got some more to look at. Dylan, you said the Rockies. What about the Rockies? Oh, the Rockies who you have tonight. See, I asked you that a minute ago, and then I started talking about the barber for the Marlins, and then when I looked over there and saw Rockies, I'm thinking, what were we talking about with the Rockies? That's who you have tonight. That was Tony Dunst, the poker player, going to celebrity. There's another skyscraper reaching for the sky. There's your reality host, Bananas, going to celebrity. A Down on the Farm silo. Edwards, celebrity. Debut to Remember, Tatis for the Padres. Skyscraper reaching for the sky. A debut for Miggy Cabrera. Miguel Cabrera. And then an R.L. Stine relic, the author. And that, of course, going to the celebrity category. To tell you, I think it's pretty creative that they got the Marlins barber in here, for real. I think that's pretty creative. Ah, Bogo, you like the Tatis debut. I'm assuming that's the one you were referring to. You said for a nice Tatis for your Padres. I'm guessing that's the one. Yeah, it wasn't that long ago that we had relics in here from like Santa Claus and That's been in the last couple years. I think we had didn't we have one reindeer relic one year? Maybe the same year. I know we had a Santa Claus relic, and we've had some interesting stuff in A&G over the years. That's for sure. And there is a Chris Bryant for the Cubs. But the one I could just kick myself for not getting at the time it came out. They had Serena Williams in here as an autograph option in the non-baseball, celebrity kind of category. And for those of you who don't know, she's a professional tennis player. One of the best ever women's tennis players. And I really do like Serena a lot. And somehow, I don't know why, I did not get her signature out of there that year. And of course, then the prices shot up. And then also they became very scarce. But that was 2015-ish. Somewhere in that area that Serena was in there. So that's the main Allen and Ginter one that I just think, oh, I wish I had gotten that. Although there have been a couple of others. They had Willie Cauley-Stein in there a few years ago. Of course, played also for UK and went to play for Sacramento, and then he got traded, and he's been traded around a couple times. I'm not even sure where he is at the moment. The big man. Maybe Golden State, but I wouldn't swear to that for Willie. In fact, I think that's probably wrong. I just know he's not with Kings anymore, and he got bumped around a couple times. All right, this is our next to last box here. We're going to stop and take a look at what we've got thus far, and then we'll open the rest of those packs shortly. Alou for the Astros. Followed by Marte, D-backs. Monsters live in a cave. I feel like it's Family Feud. You should. What are the top 10 answers of where monsters live? Chris Bryant and the Cubs, a black border. Strasburg for the Natties. And we have a dark tunnel for monsters. This is a praying mantis for bugging out. Those definitely not coming out as frequently as the others, are they? The Indians and Tomei. The Padres and Eric Hosmer. Cardinals and Paul DeYoung. Philadelphia Phillies, Rhys Hoskins. For the Blue Jays, that is Biggio. For the Tigers, you have a little Matt Boyd. Oh, he is Golden State still. Okay, that's what Bogo said. And then he said, oh no, now the Mavericks have him. Yeah, okay. So I thought he had gotten bounced again, but then I wasn't 100% sure where he landed. I don't know. I lost track of Willie somewhere along the way. It was Digging Deep. R.L. Stein, celebrity. I just knew he had moved around a couple of times since Sacramento traded him on. Garden for Down on the Farm. So I wonder what he's doing in Dallas. Like, they have no need for him down there, really. J.K. Dobbins, celebrity. That was an advertising card. There's Down on the Farm, a pig. Dallas seems like such a weird landing spot for him. Digging Deep. That was a sapphire. Dustin says, I've never opened any Allen and Ginter. It has to be the weirdest product you've ever seen. Yeah, people would definitely have that reaction. That's celebrity. And there's a Digging Deep. So, yes, it is definitely one of those products that is a kind of a love it or hate it, I think. There are some people that just absolutely despise Allen and Ginter because they don't like all the stuff in it that's not specific to baseball. Then there are other people who don't even collect baseball cards, but collect the Allen and Ginter minis for the other categories, the non-baseball categories. It's just, and then there are people who like the baseball, don't care about the others, and are fine with it the way it is. Pedroia and the Red Sox with a relic. But it's definitely, people generally have pretty strong opinions about it. There are not many people that are like, yeah, either way is fine with this product. That was a reaching for the sky, because it is a very diverse product, for sure. A cow down on the farm. Oddly enough, maybe the first cow we've seen. Usually, you'd think down on the farm, you'd see a lot of cows. Look what we found, kids. I do believe this is Mr. Rip card hanging out up here. And it is numbered to 99. Ichiro. Seattle Mariners getting the Rip card out of box number 5. So see, it tells us our possibilities. A red mini autograph, an exclusive mini parallel, an exclusive mini wood parallel, an exclusive mini metal parallel, or a one-of-a-kind sketch card. So if you've got the Mariners, you can either keep it like it is or rip it and find out which of those is in there. Reach for the sky. Skyscraper went by. Look how high he's wearing his hat on his head. Piazza. It's weird looking. Celebrity, and another relic. This is Aaron Nola for the Phillies. Why do I keep trying to say Austin Nola all the time? Oy, not little brother, big brother. The pitcher, Aaron. Reach for the sky. Little brother got traded not too long ago. He's another one. I forgot where he got traded to, but he got traded. I have had the hardest time this year remembering who got traded where, and I don't know why that is. I think just because the season started late and there was so much going on, and also trying to learn all the football rookies and stuff overlapping, and I just have had the worst time remembering the trades. Like the other day, I was talking, I was thinking Archie Bradley, right? The reliever who went to the Reds. But I was looking at a card of Robbie Ray, the starting pitcher. And of course, he went to the Blue Jays. And I was talking in my head, I'm thinking Archie Bradley. But in my hand was Robbie Ray. And I think I even said, the card clearly was for the prior team, still said Diamondbacks on it, so it's not like it was in danger of going the wrong team or anything. But I think I even was talking about going to the Reds the whole time in my head, thinking Robbie Ray, and thinking Archie Bradley. See, I did it again, and looking at the card of Robbie Ray. So, I don't know, had a difficult time getting all the trades fixed in my mind this year for some reason or another. Anyway, Monsters in the Attic. T-Man, you said traded to the Dodgers. You're talking about Austin Nola, the catcher, Aaron's younger brother. Xander Bogaerts, Red Sox. The Oakland A's, Catfish Hunter. And then for the White Sox, that is Lewis. I can't ever say his last name rightly, so we're just going to call him that. A black border, Dakota Hudson, St. Louis Cardinals. Then we have Paul Molitor as a Blue Jay. For the Red Sox, David Ortiz, Big Pepe, 9 ways to first base. A fielding error, I think is what that one said. But of course, that goes to the 9 ways to first base category. Then we have a Will Smith for the Dodgers, a black border Phillies, Bryce Harper, and another Philly with Mr. D.D. Gregorius. Also, once upon a time, a Cincinnati Red. Story of my life, once upon a time, a Cincinnati Red. And then they got good and we wouldn't pay them and they are gone. It's the entire encapsulation of the Reds franchise for the last, 20 or 30 years. Reach for the sky. A celebrity. Yeah, you could just take any number of players and go like, yeah, they started out with the Reds and then they were really good. And then, of course, as soon as they were hitting free agency, the Reds wouldn't pay them and they were gone. Far, far away. I'd like to have just maybe even half of them back. We'd have one heck of a team, but doesn't work like that. Yeah, so here's our guy, Hugo Juice. That is our barber for the Marlins, apparently since 1993. So I guess your redemption, it'll, I guess, look like that, except have his autograph on it when you get it. That's the first card we had seen of good old Juice tonight. So now we know the story on him. Bogo says Austin Nola was traded to the Padres. Okay. Not the Dodgers. All right. I couldn't remember where it was. I just knew he was traded. So thank you both for assisting on that one. Down on the Farm, Combine. And that Jeff Dye went to Celebrity. And who is this? Baseball Brit, a British baseball fan. Okay, that's really super random. That will also go to the celebrity category. And Quartz, Digging Deep. Baseball Brit. Oh, there you go. Of course, they've had all kinds of people in here. They had Sean Bennett, the owner of Steel City Collectibles, had a card in here last year, maybe. And they'll put all kinds of random stuff in here. It's crazy. Kind of like they do in archives, you know, where you'll get statisticians and you'll get super fans and get their autographs and stuff in archives. And in some years, you can get some interesting stuff out of there too occasionally. So we are on our last box. Last box mojo kicking into gear right now. So for the Brewers, our box loader, it is the one and only Christian Yelich, our final box loader of the night. T-Man says last box mojo time. That's right. You were on it, my friend. That is indeed where we are. You need some Yankees and some Mets. Okay, Yankees and Mets. And let's see if the mojo will bring it home for us here out of the last box. They gave us the rip card in the next to last box, which was nice. But yet, I still feel like the mojo can give us a little something extra. I would hope that we'll find some heat in here. We're going to try to anyway. Yeah, this product is always super interesting with the stuff that's in it. It used to be that I didn't always break it out into other categories for all those minis. I would just let them go, you know, we'd try to random them or something. That's been a long time ago, several years ago. And I really found out, oh, that's why I didn't feel a mini in there. The hit was in there. That it's so much easier if you just create those categories as you go. Because there are really a lot of people who don't care a bit about the baseball part of A&G, but they want the other stuff, like the minis for bugging out and that kind of thing. So it's always an interesting product to break in that sense. Justin Dunn, black border for the Mariners. My little Cincinnati Reds, Trevor Bauer, pitching a little better this year, thankfully. And there's Eddie Murray for the Orioles. Because after we acquired him last year, ooh, he had some stinkers. I was feeling bad there for a bit. Playing better this year, obviously. The Attic, Where Monsters Live. And what is a dark tunnel? Where Monsters Live. Minnesota Twins, Josh Donaldson. There's another trade I have trouble remembering. Bugging Out. A Weevil, a Giraffe Weevil. You ever heard of that before? I have not. Mr. Jacob deGrom for the Mets, who I think pulled a hammy. Max Scherzer and the Nats, which is bad news if you're the Mets. Barry Larkin and the Reds, the White Sox and Giolito, Kansas City Royals and Whit Merrifield. And then Trevor Hoffman and the Padres. Of course, if you are the Mets, you're maybe just happy that you're going to have a new owner. Well, again, assuming that the owners vote to approve him. I mean, the guy, I forget what they said that guy was worth down on the farm chicken. But basically, he's got enough money to essentially write a check for the $2.75 billion with a B that he's paying for the Mets. Reach for the sky, Steinway Tower. Yeah, I can't remember what the amount was that they said he was worth, but it was something insane, obviously, if you can just write a check. Essentially write a check for that. We have a nice little Rafael Devers framed relic for Boston, the Red Sox. So that's our first hit out of our last box. And there's a mini Lincecum for the Giants that was actually stuck to the back of the Devers. I guess that's why I didn't see him earlier. So yeah, if you're the Mets, I don't know. Maybe you're glad you just have a new owner on the horizon. And there's the Cueto again for the Reds. And here's another relic for us out of box number 6. It is Brandon Lowe and the Tampa Bay Rays. And apparently, A-Rod and Jenny from the block are not real happy that they didn't win the bid. But you know what? I mean, they've been playing it in this advertising card. That's digging deep. So strangely, anyway, I mean, they've publicly said more than once that they've pulled out. It's a skateboarder for celebrity. While the whole time still working behind the scenes to try to buy the team. Television personality Chip Gaines, HGTV guy, I think. Is he? I think he is. It's celebrity, anyway. And there's a digging deep. And so they've handled it so strangely. It's an on-the-farm barn. And then their bid also was, oh, I don't remember what it was now, but it was quite a bit below the winning bid. But now I guess they're sort of almost campaigning, for lack of a better word, that if the guy doesn't get owner approval, that they'll immediately bring their offer up to that amount and buy the team. Thinking, why didn't you just bid what you were willing to pay to begin with? Maybe you'd have gotten them. That is a baseball writer, Jeff Passan, I don't know how to say it. It's a relic. It goes to celebrity. And I believe that was our third hit out of this last box. But, you know, I mean, Jennifer Lopez and Alex Rodriguez, that celebrity, have enough money, digging deep, that they certainly could have bought it if they wanted to buy it. But they needed to, guess what, make a little better offer, don't you think? And then quit playing all kinds of weirdo games with it, in my opinion. So I'm not super surprised that Mr. Billionaire guy stepped in. But I guess it's not over until the owners vote anyway, so who knows, guy? They might. Apparently, some of the owners don't really care for the guy who's purchased it. But I forget what number it is that it has to be to approve him versus reject him for it to pass. But it was, you know, the bar was high enough as far as how many had to reject him that I looked at it and remember thinking, oh, he's not going to get rejected by the owners. I really don't think he will, but I guess anything can happen. Come on now, out of there. I just know I wish I had the kind of money where, hey, I'd be happy if I could just write a check for $1 million with an M, right? I don't need to write a check for $1 billion. Just let me be able to write a check for $1 million. Cue Austin Powers with his pinky finger in the corner of his mouth. $1 million? Anyway, all right, let's look at the last of it. So it is Gary Sheffield for the Marlins. And then we've got Mike Mussina. That is the Orioles. followed by Mr. Kikuchi, the Mariners. Black border, Colton Wong, Cardinals. I think this is our first and only Safari sights that we've seen tonight, and it looks like it's a bit miscut, doesn't it? Unfortunately, I think it's the only one we've seen. The back doesn't really look miscut, though, so maybe it's just the way the image is on the front. I don't know. Front looks miscut, back doesn't. Anyway, it's Gazelles and it's Safari sights. Black border, Tigers. And the Giants with Willie McCovey. Black border, Phillies, Mike Schmidt. Traveling back in time, the Red Sox and Mr. Rafael Devers. Cincinnati Reds and the rookie Aristides Aquino. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Josh Bell tried to jump off my pile there, but he seems to be no worse for the wear. There's Juice again. There's Baseball Brit. Actually, Juice is not a celebrity. I said earlier celebrity category. He's actually not celebrity category. He's technically the Marlins because he is exclusively the Marlins barber, and it does say that on his card. And that actually goes to the Marlins, which I think I correctly said for his autograph. But when we ran across his card the first time, I think I said Marlins, but I wouldn't swear to saying Marlins and not celebrity. So just to clarify, Juice, the barber for the Marlins, goes to the Marlins. Down on the farm, bale of hay. That's Celebrity Die, Digging Deep Quartz. J.K. Dobbins goes Celebrity, Reach for the Sky. That's Scurry there, soccer player, is Celebrity, Reach for the Sky. Andy Cohen, Celeb. And we got anything else in here? One, down on the farm, a pig. Okay, so there's your half case of A and G. We will recap our hits and our singular numbered card. We got one, but it's a good one. It is an Allen Ginter Brooklyn back, red ink print, hand numbered to 25. It goes to the Tigers. It is Miguel Cabrera with a mini to 25. A relic here for celebrity category. He's a baseball writer. And then we have a Brandon Lowe for the Tampa Bay Rays, a framed mini relic, Rafael Devers and the Red Sox. Aaron Nola, the Phillies relic, one rip card. It's numbered to 99. It's the Mariners and Ichiro. The Red Sox with a Pedroia relic. Then we've got another one for celebrity. That's the R.L. Stein author. This is the barber, we have learned, for the Marlins. So this goes, I should probably just go ahead and write that on there. So this goes to the Marlins since he is, identified as the barber for the Marlins on the back of the card. So that's where that's going. Next up, it is a Jock Peterson relic for the Dodgers. A framed mini Pedro Martinez for the Red Sox. So both of our framed relics, framed minis, went to the Red Sox. What do you think about that? Jack Flaherty, St. Louis Cardinals. This one goes to celebrity. It is a Jeff Dye relic. Then we have got Ryan Braun for the Milwaukee Brewers. We've got another one for the celebrity category. It's a professional skateboarder and a relic for him. Here's Mr. Johnny Cueto for the San Francisco Giants, followed by Lourdes Gurriel Jr. for the Blue Jays, Colorado Rockies, and Brendan Rodgers. And then this goes to the celebrity category. This is Maria Pepe with a framed mini autograph. All right, so there we go. There's the break and the recap. Now then, let me put the spreadsheet information up there one more time. If you happen to miss it earlier, this is going to be your chance to take a look at your anticipated shipping dates and what's coming up in the days ahead and all that fun stuff. So Monday is your anticipated shipping date. There's quite a bit to sort here to get out the door, and there is a break in front of it yet that has to be sorted and get out the door. So I'm going to say Monday to be on the safe side, and of course, if it is that I can get it out to you sooner than that, I will happily do so. And yeah, everybody's going to get cards, all the cards shipped, so we don't worry about consolation cards in this particular break. And in the days ahead, it looks like this. We are talking about black football tomorrow night, a 6-box half-case quantity break of loose boxes. On Friday, it is a new release date once again, and we will find ourselves with Bowman Chrome on tap. We're going to open a full 12-box case of Bowman Chrome on Friday night. Saturday night, Sunday night are both off nights. On Monday night, we're going to open an 8-box case, and I think I somehow forgot to put the 8 in there, didn't I? I just now noticed that too. I've looked at that like 3 times tonight. Just now noticed it. It is an 8-box case of 2020 Tristar Platinum Autograph Mini Football Helmets. It is a full case break, and it is break number 1. And then we're going to also open a single box of 1920 Illusions Basketball. And that is how we wrap things up tonight, I guess. So let's get back over here, and we already looked at that, yeah, and we saw the one that moved out to Logic Boy, and I guess that's it. So as always, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it very much that you spent a little time bidding, breaking, and chatting with me. I hope that you'll come back and see me again, if not tomorrow night, maybe sometime soon. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your week. Stay safe and happy and healthy, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye now.